Hey there, everyone. My name is Tyler Borman, and today I'm going to talk to you about IEPs and the IEP process for you as a parent. The first thing you need to know is that it can be scary if you are not informed properly or you have false information and you just go in unprepared. It can be a scary task. But one thing you need to know is that you are an essential part of the process and you have a lot of rights under IDEA and procedural safeguards. And don't forget your child is also heavily involved because it is their life, and I'm not saying they're going to go and make all the decisions, but I think they need to have a voice in what is being said in the meetings. So to start us off, in phase one, we have recognizing that the student needs some extra help. And from there, you send the student to some interventions, and those are just at school with a school-based team. And if the interventions are successful, then the process stops and the student is good to go back to class. Maybe some extra interventions sometimes to help with what they're working through. But if the interventions are not successful, then you're going to move to the referral process, and that is when the student is referred for an evaluation for SPED services by a specialist in that area. And from there, once the referral is complete, the student then completes the evaluation with the consent of you, the parents, of course. And they're going to be assessed on a lot of different looks with a lot of different tools and strategies from there, and they'll be evaluated. After the evaluation is complete, then there's going to be a team that gets together with you, and this is going to determine if your child is eligible for special education services. And if they are deemed eligible from there, then you go into the this is where we get into the IEP process. And this is where you're going to have an IEP team, and they're going to get together, and you're going to develop a individualized education program, or the IEP. And this is going to guide the student through their educational journey. And so you're going to lay out a lot of things in the IEP meeting. We'll go over some of those later. And then from there, the IEP will be implemented into the student's education. And then once a year, you will have a reevaluation of the IEP. So in the IEP meeting, there are a few main things that make up the IEP. The main things are the present level of performance, the annual goals, and the individualized supports or services. The present level of performance is just where your child or the student is academically at that time. So wherever they're at, that's the present level of performance. The second one is the annual goals. And so the annual goals are what your child is working towards accomplishing. And so the IEP team and yourself will review these goals every year. And if the child has met the goals, then you will develop some new goals. And if the child has not met the goals, then you can revise them and figure out some different strategies that will work for your child. And lastly, the last part of what is in an IEP is the individualized supports and services. And everyone in the meeting will talk about how these are working or not working for your child, and then update them and plan on what you guys are going to do moving forward. So that's pretty much the quick run through of the IEP process and IEP meeting. And just don't forget that you as the parent have a huge influence on what is going on for your student. And so don't be afraid to speak up and speak your mind. Thank you.